languages do you know? Despite of the answer, after watching this video, you'll be inspired to learn one more. Let me explain. The process of learning something new has an effect on our brain similar to one exercising has on our muscles. By making our muscles move, they become stronger and increase in size. Similar things happen to our brain. By putting it into work, we are making it alter its structure while improving several functions. Since language learning is such a complicated process, the parts of the brain that are involved in it are enhanced.
The professor of psychology and linguistics at Pennsylvania State University, Dr. Bingley, explains that full knowledge of a language includes remembering the words, lexicon, learning its sound system, phonology, acquiring the writing system, orthography, getting familiar with the grammar, syntax, and picking up the subtle ways to express oneself, pragmatics. These distinct linguistic elements require the brain to activate different parts, including the frontal and parietal cortical regions, the frontal and temporal regions, the occipital and temporal parietal regions, and the frontal and subcortical regions. Also involved in the process is the corpus callosum, I hope I pronounced that correct, a white matter pathway that connects the left and the right hemispheres, enabling the transfer and integration of information between them.
But the complexity doesn't stop here. The part of the brain where humans store their second language varies depending on the age they acquired this language. A study conducted in New York City with the help of 12 bilingual volunteers revealed that children who learn their second language early on store this language together with their native language, while in adults, this second language is stored in different area of the brain.
This suggests that the brain accommodates languages separately at different points of the subject's lifespan, which means that the structure involved in language acquisition and processing are not fixed, but change, undergoing cortical adaptation when a new language is added. It has long been established that humans' capacity to use their native language is stored in the left hemisphere of the brain in over 90% of the normal population. The main parts of the brain involved in language processes are the Broca's area, located in the left frontal lobe, which is responsible for speech production and articulation, and the Wernicke's area in the left temporal lobe, associated with language development and comprehension.
Language learning, however, is a complicated procedure that scientists determined is not limited to a specific right or left hemisphere. Instead, it involves the information exchange between those hemispheres. Nothing that comes as a surprise if you consider how many elements a simple language entails.
For people who speak more than one language, it takes imperceptible effort to switch between them. This mental exercise appears to be what boosts the gray matter volume in other regions of the brain. Further research conducted by Dr. Bingley shows that the anterior cingulate cortex increases in size because of the important role it plays in monitoring which language is being spoken and keeping the other languages from intruding our speech.
Because bilingual people are good at switching between their two languages, they are also adept at switching between different tasks, even if these tasks have nothing to do with their languages. Making that many efforts to do all that stuff, bilingual people improve 3 executive functions of our brain. The first one, this is working memory. This is the ability to keep information in mind and then use it. For example, right now, I understand what I've just said and what I'm going to say in this video. The next one, this is cognitive flexibility, flexible thinking, the ability to think about something in more than one way. You know, thinking more deeply or thinking between the lines while we are reading something. The third function, inhibitory control, self-control. The ability to ignore distractions while you are working on something. And this is exceedingly useful skill, you know, while you are working in a noisy environment and you need to concentrate on your work, so that really helps you with that. So, does this make you smarter if you're bilingual? I'm afraid not. What the hell? I don't know any study that shows the link between the bilingualism and emotional intelligence or executive intelligence. More than 11,000 participants from around the world completed 12 cognitive tests online in order to determine their analytical skills, memory, planning, reasoning, etc.
Each person also reported whenever they spoke one language or more and which languages they spoke.
The research showed no evidence that bilingualism can help us to improve our mental skills.
The concept of neuroplasticity, along with its link to language learning, helps clear up the evolution of the human brain throughout life. But most of all, it shows that up to a certain extent, we are able to control that transformation.
The problem is that most of the time we choose not to.
Alvaro Pascual-Leon, a neurologist at Harvard Medical School, puts it best. We are lazy. We don't get out of our comfort zones. We stop learning new things. The fact is that whatever you do, from activities to relationships to thoughts, ultimately enters the brain and affects it. But we can harness that property of the brain for our own benefit.
Guys, that was everything for today. I hope that you found this information exceedingly useful and motivated yourself to start learning another language. If this is true, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye!